This is just speculation. But here is Mount Moriah, and you see to the north, here's Golgotha and the Garden Tomb. I think that we can be fairly certain now that this is actually the tomb that Jesus was laid in. Matthew 27:33 through 35 says, "And when they were come unto a place called Golgotha, that is to say, a place of a skull." And Mark 15:22 through 24 says, "And they bring him unto the place Golgotha, which is being interpreted, the place of a skull." And John 19:16 through 18 says, "And he bearing his cross went forth into a place called the place of a skull, which is called in the Hebrew Golgotha." Most everyone knows the story in 1 Samuel 17. Goliath was one of the last of the Nephilim giants that dwelt in the land of Canaan. The Bible tells us that he was 6 cubits and a span tall. Goliath defied the armies of the living God, and David slung a stone and struck him in his forehead. Therefore David ran and stood upon the Philistine, and took his sword and drew it out of the sheath thereof, and slew him and cut off his head therewith. And when the Philistines saw that their champion was dead, they fled. And David took the head of the Philistine and brought it to Jerusalem. 2 Samuel 5:8 and 1 Chronicles 11:4 tell us that the Jebusites ruled Jerusalem at the time. So the question is, what reason would David have had to take the head there? David, who the New Testament refers to as a prophet, wrote Psalm 22, Psalm 69, and many other psalms that prophesied the crucifixion of Jesus hundreds of years before crucifixion was invented. Golgotha then might refer to the place where Goliath of Gath's skull was buried. And when Jesus died, the veil of the temple was rent in twain from the top to the bottom, and the earth did quake and the rocks rent. And the Lord God said unto the serpent, Because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle, and above every beast of the field. Upon thy belly shalt thou go, and dust shalt thou eat all the days of thy life. And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. So what I'm saying is that it is possible that Genesis 3:15 was partially allegorically fulfilled, at least in the case of Goliath. Can you imagine the look on Lucifer's face?